YouTube? Today we have a very exciting video. I was like, what do you guys want to see for the next video? And someone commented they want to see a mod, like an entire mod list and breakdown of the car. And you know, I think that's a really good idea considering a ton of you guys are new here. And I just want to say thank you so much for coming to the channel and checking out the build. We got it stock about a year ago. And so I think it's only right to show everyone because there's a ton of shit. I'm gonna break down into why it's built like this, what's done to it, and then anything after that's pretty much just a surprise. It's a 2023 factory manual car, and under all the green wrap it's nocturnal black. Originally, when I was looking for one of these, it had to be black and it had to be manual because I knew eventually when it's wrapped, I wanted the door sills to be black. Actually, I didn't want a premium. This one just happened to be a premium. I didn't care about the heated seats or the premium audio because I was going to upgrade or get rid of those anyway. So being a premium, it was a plus, but that is the car itself. Now, obviously, well, actually, I don't know. Depending on what you guys notice first, a lot of people notice the green. This green is a Nazatek's new color. It is their super gloss olive green. And what's a cool thing about this car that some people do know, this green, being that the color just came out, they debuted this color at SEMA. And my car was one of the three they were using to debut the color. One of the other ones was Chris Borg's, and the other one was Will FD with his Liberty Walk RX-7 FD. I've always been a huge fan of olive green, so of course being able to work with them in the first place was a huge blessing, but being able to rock a color that I like so much too was just the cherry on top. Hard to not point out is the wide body. Big shout out to Street Hunter. They sponsored the kit for the car. And when I was first buying the Supra, I did really want the Street Hunter kit. I really like how it flows with the body line of the car. If you know about the Street Hunter kit, it does come with the entire lower lip as well. It consists of this piece, and this for the front clip. Then you have the side skirt, which the side skirt's like a one piece that goes up into the rear over, which the rear over is just another couple pieces, and then it finishes off right here. And to the rear, there's only a couple things done to the rear. So we do have the Street Hunter duckbill. It is in carbon fiber. I bought that before I did the kit. I bought this separately. It came out really nice. The quality on it's incredible. And also for the rear, we have RK titanium exhaust. If you don't run one and you've been thinking about running one of these exhausts, I cannot say enough good things about it. The install was super easy. I'm not a fan of the dual exit personally. Some people rock it. It's not really my style, but you're gonna be faced with one issue because from factory, of course, it is made for a dual exit. I bought this little cover plate from a guy off One and Only on Instagram. Shout out to him. The product fit up really nice. And the material that he uses is almost identical to the material of the OEM diffuser. And then we have a kith plate right there. That actually came off my previous car, which is a BMW M4. Hardware on the wide body. I'm using Downstar hardware. They hooked it up. Big shout out to them. It's a super clean look. These are two pieces. So you have the beauty washer, then the actual screw that goes in, and then a well nut. And then along the entire wide body, that little strip is essentially a rubber sealant. And I've always been a big fan of the rubber sealant. I don't know why. I think it just looks really good. So that's the wide body, that's the color of it. Pretty much like the things that most people notice right away are the color that is wide bodied. Car kind of grabs your attention. Photos don't really do it justice. It's really, really bright in person. On the car right now, a set of Apex VS5 RSs. You can see right there. Zoom in a little bit. I've always been a really big fan of these wheels. I think they look really good. The fronts, we're actually running a staggered setup on the car. So the front is an 18x9, I think plus 22. And then if you take a look inside, I'm running a little spacer. Let's see if it can focus. Right there. I'm running like a 10 mil spacer, a 10 or 15 mil spacer. Something you can't miss too is the brakes. We're running the Signature Works Type 3 big brake kit for the Supra. Through the slotted rotor too. I think it's like a two-piece rotor as well. If you go to the back, we're running a 19 in the back. The front's an 18, the rear's a 19. We're running them in gloss black, and as you can see, we have the Signature Works big brake kit back here as well. In drift cars, it's really common to run an 18 in the back and 17s in the front, and we're like, why don't we give this a shot? And it looks really good. So that's pretty much the entire exterior of the car. Some people have asked, Where did I get these? The carbon fiber mirrors. These are actually factory, and I do have plans to change the mirrors in the future. We just haven't done it yet. Before we get into the next part, I'm gonna jump straight to the motor because it's super simple considering that we haven't done anything to it. When you pop the hood, it's just your very standard B58. We haven't done anything to it yet. All we have are the golden wrench caps, which you can see, which they do look amazing. They look really good on the car. There's really not much to dive into. We haven't, as you can see, I ripped out all the fender liner on the front. Actually, we've ripped out all the fender liner all around. The car is going to eat them up anyways, so I figured we should just take them off. They're likely just going to get in the way considering the angle lock we have on it. We're next going to dive into the suspension. All around, we're running BC coilovers. They're just your standard BR coilovers, nothing crazy. They're not extreme lows. They're not Swift springs, which we will be changing here in the future. And then if you look down here, you can see that this car has WiseFab. Oh, focus please. It's not really wanting to focus. All right, so as you can tell, the car has a ton of steering lock, and it's because of this suspension right here. It has WiseFab. WiseFab consists of an entire front end rebuild. You have a new knuckle to put on the car. You have a lower arm, and then it comes with extended tie rods as well. As you can see back there, it does have an adapter plate to run for the caliper. But with the assist of WiseFab, you can see how much more lock the car actually has. Wait till you see this side. You can see that the wheel is quite literally almost, you can see it's got a lot of lock. Here's the back side of WiseFab. The rear is BC coilovers in the rear, of course. 3 arms in the back done by SPL. We have, I'm just gonna pop them up right here. We have this one done, and this one done. So there's a lot of work suspension-wise that we've done to the car. You can see, if you go right here, how much lock there is. As you can imagine, with this much lock, it's just gonna take the fender liner right out of the car. Jumping into the interior, we have one of my favorite mods on the entire vehicle. It's the JQ Works Mad Tray steering wheel system. This composes of a couple things. So you have the entire backing plate, of course, and this utilizes all the OEM functions of the steering wheel on a backing plate, which we all know when you run a quick release, you lose all functions of an OEM steering wheel. This fixes that issue. So I'm a huge fan of this. I do use this car for street use every once in a while, so being able to retain all those functions is incredibly convenient. One of my favorite mods we've done to the vehicle. For the seat, we have a Recaro SPG Pro Racer. It is a full bucket seat, as you can very well see. This has been a seat I've been wanting for a long time. Big shout out to my friend Sean. In my opinion, this seat is one of the coolest seats that money can buy. And it's actually, for how big and bulky it is, it's actually really comfortable to sit in. Other than that, the most important part of this entire puzzle is the manual transmission. The 2023 Supras had the option of being a manual, and when I found that out, I had to have one. I love manual cars. I always thought they should have come manual from factory. So when I heard that they finally did come manual, I had to get one, and I thought this would be a really cool project. Right, so that wraps up the entire build. There's still a lot to do, but there's a lot that's already been done. We really just gotta get the ECU unlocked. We gotta get a drift control unit from HTG Tuning, and a catalyst downpipe and intakes would make it a little bit faster, but that's how close the car is to sliding. Once we get those two on, we're gonna have a ton more fun with the car. It being to where it is now, it's actually been still a lot of fun to drive around. I can only do so much with it, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. There's a lot more in store for it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.